families. This is Erin Jones, and I am the District Director for AVID. As you can see, I'm in my car. I am running so crazy today that I had to come to you by video because I cannot be with you tonight. I am so sorry. I will be doing another parent night tonight, followed by a training. So I'll be out doing training until about 8:30 tonight. Thanks so much for coming out tonight to celebrate your children, to learn more about your kids' school and about AVID. I want to share with you, I started my teaching career at Baker many, many years ago, almost 18 years ago now. I love Baker. I taught in the old Baker, the old building. Some of you may remember that building, one of the oldest buildings in the district at the time. Loved my time there, loved Baker so much. So I have a special place in my heart for your community. I have since taught in a number of different schools and worked at the state level and ran AVID in Federal Way, and now I'm home and I get to do what I love most, support the work of your AVID teachers and your AVID students. So you may be asking, what the heck is AVID? Maybe this is your first time, maybe you've been around a year, you've heard a little bit about it. AVID is really, it's an elective class, but it's much more than that. AVID is a philosophy. It's a way of supporting kids and supporting teachers. It's powerful. I was an AVID teacher for 2 years in Spokane and absolutely fell in love with this model of teaching students, really empowering students to be their best selves. Taking kids who really have dreams and aspirations and goals, but maybe the first in their family to go to college, and providing them with the skills they need, like note-taking. How do I study for a test? How do I get organized? How do I really set up a plan for my future? This is the kind of stuff that your students are going to be learning this year. I'll be really honest with you. AVID is not an easy class. We're going to ask your kids to take harder classes in high school. We're going to ask them to take notes in every single class. They're going to be really challenged. But here's what I'll tell you. I have been working with AVID now for over 8 years. And my students have gone away and gone to some of the best colleges in our state, some out of state. And every one of my high school students who has come back has said AVID was really the greatest experience of their middle school and high school career. So your students are about to embark on an amazing journey. And here's what I'm going to ask you. We need you to embark on that journey with them. And so here's how you can help your teacher and your student. I want every night, I want you to ask your kids to show you their Cornell notes. They should be taking notes in every single class. And I want you to take a look at them. And here's the reality. You may not know exactly what a Cornell note should look like. But I want your students to know that somebody's going to be taking a look at those every night. Ask them questions about what they're learning. What are their big questions? What are their plans for college? Here's the deal. I taught 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. I have 3 teenage children now, 2 who are in college, 1 who's a senior in high school. And here's what I know. My kids had plans for college as early as 1st and 2nd grade. Students need to be thinking about where they're going to go to college. And here's the other reality. They may want to go to the University of Washington today, but 4 years from now, they may choose, well, you know, I really want to go to UCLA, or I really want to go to college on the East Coast. That's okay. We just want them to be thinking about a plan and begin to practice the kinds of skills they'll need to make that plan a reality when they graduate from high school. I do a lot of public speaking, both to students and to adults. And one of the messages I share, particularly with students, is right now, as a middle schooler, right now at 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, you are practicing the kind of adults you're going to be. You get to practice right now who you want to be when you're 25, 30, 45 years old. It doesn't just magically happen. Adults, you already know this. It doesn't just magically, you don't just get it together when you're 18 and you graduate from high school. Really, students begin to practice the kind of character, the kind of habits that will stay with them for the rest of their life right now. I taught middle school for almost 15 years. And I have many middle school students that they're now adults. They now have their own children. I'm still in touch with them. And here's what I know. Those kids, for the most part, are the same as they were in middle school. And I challenge them to really raise the bar for themselves as 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds. And those kids who took the challenge now are incredibly successful adults with great experiences, great jobs, great living situations. And so I want to challenge you young people who are out there today to take the challenge to be your absolute best self. Use AVID, use your teacher and all the other teachers in your building to become your absolute best self, to learn as much as you possibly can about how to be a great student, not a good student. Anybody can be a decent student. Anybody can be average. That takes absolutely no work. What I'm going to challenge you as the AVID district director, I'm going to challenge you to be a great student, to always do your best work. And when you make mistakes, which you will, I promise, I make mistakes all the time, get up and start over again. Okay, it doesn't matter where you started this year. What matters is how are you going to finish. We're coming to the end of a semester. It's coming close. Another 2 months. How are you going to finish out that semester? So students, I want to challenge you. Make those binders the best, most organized binders possible. Take Cornell notes in every single class, even when you don't want to. I'm a basketball player. I actually just finished playing basketball this morning. And you know what? I hated shooting free throws before practice every day. I hated warm-ups. I hated shooting layups. I still have to practice shooting layups now, 35 years later. 35 years I've been playing basketball. I still shoot layups. Practice. Still shoot free throws. It's a pain. But here's what I know. If I want to be great, I have to be willing to do the work. It's just like that in school. You have to be willing to do the work. And Cornell notes may not be a whole lot of fun, but here's what I'll promise you. Every single one of my students who came back from college said Cornell notes were the most powerful skill they learned as an AVID student. And so students, make sure you're taking those Cornell notes. And here's what I'm going to say about that. It's not just the writing down the notes that's important. Are you going back and putting questions in the left-hand margin? Are you going back again later and writing a summary? Are you going back even later and looking over your notes and highlighting things that you think are important? Remember, you can't just write them down once. You got to go back and go back and go back again. Okay? So make sure after 10 minutes you look at those notes, and then within 24 hours you look at them again. And then every day after that, just 2 or 3 minutes. That's all it takes to really make that material stick in your brain like cement. That's what we want. We want you to walk away from this year being the best student you've ever been, excited about your future. I want every single door open to you, students. And parents, here's my challenge to you. Maybe you didn't graduate from high school. Maybe you didn't go to college. Here's my task for you. I want you to do those things. It is never too late to go back. Never too late. And what a powerful experience and a model for your kids to go back to school. You know what? You may not be guaranteed a better job, but we as adults always need to be learning. I plan to go back and get my PhD sometime in the next couple of years. I have 2 kids in college right now, so I don't know that I can afford it right now, but I always want to be a learner. I always want to open more and more doors so that I can empower more and more people. Parents, that's your job too. And so I want you to model that for your kids. Continue to be a learner. Continue to grow. Learn new things. Learn with your kids. Hold them accountable. Ask to see their binders. Ask to see their homework notebooks, their agendas. Ask to see their Cornell notes. Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. Thanks for listening to my little speech in my car. Okay? Have a great night. Hopefully the next time you have a parent night, I'll be able to join you. I love you, Baker Bulldogs. Okay? Take care. Bye.